Okay, so I'm joined by Polly Bancroft, our CEO. Firstly, Polly, as we enter the final stages of the season, can you share with us some insights into how things are going?
Sure. Club's in a great position. We're on track for our highest finish in almost 19 years, or almost 20 years. So, yeah, credit to both head coaches on the men's and the women's side. When I joined the club almost a year ago, I set out the vision to climb through the leagues, and that's exactly what we're aiming to do. Obviously, some amazing results and performances from the men's first team recently, and really looking to finish the season as strongly as possible. Women's side have finished, they're currently second in their division, and great credit to the likes of Beth Wharton, 35 goals this season, but really competitive campaign for them as well. The academy teams, equally, I think they've got four games left of their season, but incredible cup run. And even our shadow squads under the foundation are delivering and having some great results there as well. So, football isn't always like this. So I think it's important to recognise those times and, to celebrate some success.
100%. And last month, the club announced their financial statements for the 23-24 season. What impact is that having?
Yeah, so I think, as fans may well have seen, those financial statements released in February. So a 1.68 million loss, that's currently been underwritten by the shareholders. My role, the club's role, is to try and reduce that loss. We're looking at our operating costs, we're trying to bring in more commercial revenue to reduce those as well, whilst also balancing the desire to have a competitive team on the pitch and look at some infrastructure projects as well. So that is the aim, to reduce those losses, but again, the teams are being backed really well by the owners to balance those two off.
Yeah, and you mentioned commercial. What opportunities do we have as a club?
Yes, we just appointed a new commercial manager in David North, so he's busy meeting our existing partners and starting to reach out to new prospects as well. But great position to be in. Again, doing really well both on the men's and the women's sides. We've got some great assets available for sale. We've got 6 games left of the season, 3 of which are at home. If we're in the playoffs, there'll be a game live on mainstream channel on Sky, or the main channel on Sky. So that presents fantastic opportunities for brand exposure. So if there are fans, businesses out there that do want to piggyback onto that opportunity, please let us know. It's commercial@gtfc.co.uk. Whether that's surprise and delight moments, whether that's brand opportunities, advertising, hospitality, we're really expecting some bumper crowds between now and the end of the season. So great opportunity to come on board.
100%. And we invested £300,000 in the main stand roof last summer. What other projects are on the horizon for this summer?
Yes, we've got steelwork that's required this summer. I mentioned this at the Fans Forum recently, that both in the main stand and the Osman stand do require some steelwork to the tune of £100,000. We've had a structural engineer also look at the upper and the pontoon, so there's more work required there. Safety is obviously paramount. We're hoping, and because of that structural report that says that we can deviate the timescales of that maybe into next season or the one after, that we'll be able to look at some of those outgoings, not this summer, but that is down the line for us. And the owners have spent £850,000 on capital investment and infrastructure projects over the last 2 seasons. So a huge amount of investment continues to go on, not just on the pitch but off it as well. And we're really mindful of trying to increase the matchday experience for the players and for the fans. So we'll continue to do that.
And what about our pitch?
Yeah, we know the pitch has been a topic of conversation this season. That's not lost on us. We can see it as well. We had a consultant come and assess the pitch and have a look at our options, and there's only really 2 options to go with. One is the maintenance, and one is a full reconstruction. Full reconstruction, we're looking at around £800,000 for a new one, or a maintenance. We've been delving into some of the detail behind a maintenance plan, and we think that £50,000 will get us a much improved maintenance that was done last summer. Now, with the context that I've just explained in terms of the losses, but also we don't have direct clarity on the independent regulator yet. We're continuing to use our voice to lobby for the independent regulator and for the financial flow down from the Premier League to be signposted into dedicated pots like infrastructure or academy football or player care or women's football, because we believe that gives a sustainable model into football. So whilst we're having those discussions around the independent regulator, the direction will be to do a maintenance project this summer, but a much improved one on last year to hopefully get the pitch back into a proper condition.
And could you share an update to our supporters on season tickets?
Yeah, so again, I touched on this at the Fans Forum. There will be an increase on season ticket prices this year. Operating costs in the last 3 years have gone up by an average of 12%. We had a freeze on season ticket prices last year, and prior to that they'd gone up by 7.5%, so there is an amount of catch up to do. We've also been looking at the structure of the tickets as well, so there were some inconsistencies from stand to stand, and particularly with some of the concessions, so we've simplified the structure. The increase in cost will go towards help funding the maintenance of the pitch and making sure that we still have a competitive team to put out as well. So hopefully that's understandable considering the landscape that we're operating under.
And how have we been working with the Mariners Trust on this?
Yeah, so I presented the prices and the structure to the Mariners Trust board last month. They had various feedback, which I've integrated into the new schedule. Up until recently, the Mariners Trust have offered 5% discount on season tickets because of the commercial landscape that we're working in, and we're the only club in the league to offer that benefit. We've had to stop that one. However, instead, we're going to launch a new or revised 1878 club membership, so that'll come out later in the summer with loads of benefits that fans have been used to through the Mariners Trust. So there'll be discounts on individual match tickets. We'll still do the junior press conference, the Christmas party, and those things. So yeah, plenty of things still for fans to get excited about. I think whilst we talk about the Mariners Trust, I'd like to place on record our thanks to Brian Nicholson for chairing the Mariners Trust. He's been amazing to work with, had some great feedback for us to help shape our delivery. Shame that Brian's decided to step down, but he goes with our well wishes, and we look forward to still seeing him around the club. And I think really in terms of the next phase of the club and the Mariners Trust, really looking forward to working with whoever their new chair is, and we'll work with them to reappoint a position on the board, because it's important that the fans have a voice on the club board and we continue to deliver what the fans want. Clearly there'll be an amount of priorities and working through. We won't be able to do absolutely everything, but I think having that healthy discussion with the trust around using the voice of the fan to help shape club delivery is really important.
And other than the remaining matches, what else is coming up at the club?
So we've got a great run into this season. As I said, I think 6 games left, 3 home games. We've got the open training session on the pitch, so we're opening the gates to fans, young and old, so they can come and watch the men's first team train on Monday the 7th. The women's team will be around as well. Then we've got the Player of the Year awards on the 28th of April, so we'll have some information go out about that to celebrate the great success across the men's and the women's team. We had some new retail drops that went online last week, which included a women's fit shirt for the first time. And then finally, later in the summer, we'll be recognising the contribution of Dave Moore and the Moore family to the club as well. So we'll communicate more about that in due course. But yeah, that'll be a great opportunity to celebrate Dave and the Moore family.
Brilliant. Thank you, Polly.